Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Another episode of the MissJudged podcast. If you're not already following us on socials, it's at MissJudged podcast, all one word. Give us a like, give us a follow, share with your friends.
Share with your baddies and your saddies.
Share it with your boss even.
And your man and your woman and your other man if you're in a gay relationship. Share it with everybody.
Just literally everyone.
Your cousin, your enemy.
Your mailman, your doorman.
I want nemesis only. I'm Alyssa.
I'm Teresa.
Welcome back, guys.
What are we getting into today?
Oh my God, you guys. I'm so freaking pumped up for this one because we're going to go into first date etiquette. We're doing it.
We're going to get in. We're going to be, again, helping out both sides here.
Oh, everybody needs help. Everybody, honestly, gay, straight, male, female, they, everyone, all the above. Like on a multiple choice test. That was my favorite answer.
First dates are hard and they can be exhausting sometimes, but let's get into it.
No, they're so exhausting. That one video went viral for a reason where somebody's like, what do you do? Like literally, that is the vibe. They're tedious. It's the way I just want to get through it to get to the next part. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Let's just keep it moving.
First dates are all the same. It's just your first interview and it's kind of just based on how well you do.
Yeah. So like we're going to give some etiquette and we're coming from a heterosexual-ish perspective, but we're also here to talk about literally everyone because some of my friends are in the LGBTQ community and I definitely got that what from them too. So we're going to be talking about everyone today. Okay, we've discussed this before the date. I'm a FaceTime girly. FaceTime. I feel like there's no harm, no foul. If anything, you save time.
Plan it and I'll be there kind of girly. Let's go.
Well, let's talk about how to actually ask people out first and foremost.
Yeah. This is before the date.
Yeah. Before the date, you make a plan, right? The person who should make the plan in a heterosexual relationship, I'm sorry, I feel it should be the man. For a first date.
I feel the same.
All right. And so the input that I got from my LGBTQ friends is that whoever wants to plan the date can plan the date. But then
there aren't really any hard rules.
There's no hard rules. But I'm sorry, for the heteros, the men need to get to it. All right. Because we're putting a lot more into getting ready and all that stuff. So it's the least you can do. You could do those 2 clicks on Resi.
Yeah.
That 2 click on Open Table.
And actually have an idea. Maybe ask her what kind of food she likes because asking her where do you want to go is essentially her making the plan for you.
All right. Well, when do you ask out for the first date? We've covered the cadence on our app etiquette, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. If we match on an app and we're not making plans to see each other within a week of moving to text, I don't know you, sir.
I mean, also, again, because I don't necessarily move to text, it's just in general, if we're not making plans to meet up within the week, I'm generally losing interest. I don't want to have a pen pal, so having that like back and forth for forever is just not it. Let's just meet and get it over with.
Yeah, like let's just cut the bullshit. We're too damn old. I don't know what Gen Z's out here doing. I don't know if they're talking for years, but like, what do you do? Where do you live? What are you looking for? What are you interested in? What's your phone number? Take me on a date. Like, let's go. Seriously?
Yeah.
I just need to know the basics. And then if we want to have a quick FaceTime, I can see if we have a little bit of chat. Okay. And then maybe I want to sit across from you for a drink or a dinner. I mean, a dinner is aggressive, but I do love it after a good FaceTime when they suggest that. I'm like, well, now I can sit through a dinner with you.
Oh, I can still sit through a dinner usually. I mean, it's small talk, which I don't love, but if I'm in the dating scene, I understand what that consists of. Yeah, I can chop it up for an hour or 2. Absolutely.
Okay, so we've planned the date, right? First of all, we've already covered it should be closer to the person that has been asked out, okay? So no genders involved here. Whoever suggested the date should go towards the person they're trying to date.
Or at least meet halfway.
Halfway or towards the woman if it's a heterosexual situation.
Yeah.
Especially because we're out here wearing these heels. And if we're in a major city like New York City, I'm not riding the subway. I'm going to take a car. So I'm already in $20.
Right.
And you, sir, walk downstairs.
Right.
After you rolled out of bed.
Literally rolled out of bed and brushed your teeth.
We're going to get into that, by the way. So yeah, I mean, just be fair. Don't be selfish. By the way, it's just a first date.
Right.
Like the goal is you're going to maybe see this person again.
I
So
mean,
it doesn't mean the whole relationship is going to go like this.
No. And the goal of the first date is to just see if you want to spend a second date with them. That's it.
100%.
You're getting to know them like the tiniest bit.
100%.
Just to get through phase one.
But I always like when people keep it 100 with the planning. When I'm like, they tell me they live in a neighborhood. And then, oh, the restaurant's in that neighborhood. And I'm like, is it next to your house? And they're like, yeah, it is.
You do call them out. It's
I
amazing.
I call everyone out.
Yeah.
Except in business. I do call people out. I'll be like, oh, it's next to your house. You just roll out of bed, you go downstairs. Is this the place you take every girl?
Oh my God, that was so convenient for you.
And then they'll, oh, well, where do you want to go? Now I got a plan, sir.
Yeah.
Google exists.
Make the plan.
It is not hard to look at Resi or Open Table and be like, what's free at 7 p.m. in this area? That's what I do.
Right. It's honestly, it's there for you for that reason.
Use the resources. Let's stop being so fucking lazy, please. Like, and by the way, an afterthought date and an afterthought, like you want to go to basically like, you want to meet at McDonald's? You want to meet me?
Are people doing that?
I'm just saying that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like when it is such a like, I guess we can do this bullshit that I put no fucking effort into. It doesn't make me excited. And we're already out here with low expectations.
I mean, when your expectations are on the floor.
But that's really where, I mean, honestly, by the way, your expectations should always kind of be on the floor for a first date. I'm going to need everyone to stop pumping things up. Like, he's my husband. Calm down.
Yeah. Also, because why are you trying to get your feelings hurt before you even meet this person? Have no expectations.
Oh my God.
You don't expect it to go anywhere. You don't expect him to call you the next day. Just go out and have a good time on the first date. That's it.
Please, all right, first and foremost, you plan the date. Plan the date respectfully. Plan it in an area that is fun and, equal for everyone. Or if you're feeling chivalrous, go closer to the woman. You plan the date. The plan is made, right? Okay, you got stick to it, please. If you ran late, whatever, let someone know, communicate effectively. Don't just show up 20 minutes late because ain't nobody going to be there if you're meeting me.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
If you're not giving me real-time updates, if you're running late, I'm having a hard time with that.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm 15 minutes is all you get. It's not cute to be late. We've covered this. It's never cute to be late.
Restaurants don't want you to be more than 15 minutes late. I expect at least the same.
Yeah, you have the time limit of a restaurant for me.
Yeah.
The seating goes until 15 minutes pass and then the table gets given away.
So does my time.
No, but seriously, that is number one. So if you plan a date with somebody, my favorite is when people cancel it last minute. Because it's really apparent something better came along. And it's fine.
Or they just didn't want to go.
That too, by the way. And I'm here for it. Because sometimes I don't want to go either.
Yeah.
But also that only happens when the attitude with the communication has been like, I guess we can do this thing that I don't really want to fucking do. And like you feel it, they're saying it, they're feeling it because you're saying it. If the energy is shit,
why
I don't
are we
want to
going?
meet you.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to leave my fucking house. If it is inclement weather, I'm already struggling to leave the house. You know I am an indoor house cat when it rains. So if it's raining, I doubly don't want to leave my house. And then if your attitude is shit, why am I literally getting ready, doing my hair, and leaving the house?
I mean, the way it takes women very long to get ready for a date, even a first date, sometimes surprises me.
Okay, so
we're going to get into what do we wear? Like, what does that getting ready look like for hetero, unfortunately?
I mean, for everyone, put some effort in.
Could look a little different, though. I have no idea what.
No, everybody needs to put effort in. And by the way, LGBTQ community puts way more fucking energy in than these straight men. And some of these straight women. I've seen y'all on dates. I've seen the first dates. I've sat next to you guys and I've literally looked over and been like, this is what everyone chose to leave the house looking like.
Yeah.
What are we doing as a society? I'm sorry. I'm tired of everyone looking like shit.
Look, there's someone for everyone.
There is.
Someone's going to love you showing up dressed to the nines. Someone's going to love me showing up in dad jeans and dad sneakers.
First of all, that you still look good. You still like have your hair nice and still have like put on some makeup and like I'm not
just
saying
not
that you
really rolled out of bed.
I'm not saying that you have to like do 2 hours of work for women. I'm not saying that. But like look like you tried to look nice.
Cared?
Yeah, like what is this? Like seriously, what is this? Like people are literally think it's like it's the 90s, I get it, but it's not the 90s. We're not grunge.
Maybe they are. You just think not for a first date.
No, I think a lot of people aren't showering before dates. And I feel like a lot of men are, especially if you have a daytime date with a man, he is showing up in gym clothes. It's on the way to the gym for him. Homeboy made a gym class reservation afterwards. I swear. If you have a daytime date with a man, there is a 99% chance he is showing up in a t-shirt.
Well, I'm going to be showing up in my gym clothes tomorrow.
You're a Pilates instructor. That doesn't even fucking count. Everyone who works in fitness, it's different. And by the way, people who work in fitness have the cutest gym clothes. So I wouldn't be offended by that. But one time I showed up to a brunch date in the summer and I was wearing like the cute, I have my little sundresses.
Yeah.
I wore my little daytime 1-inch little sandal heel. This man showed up in literal gym shorts and a white gym shirt with pit stains. And it was also apparent this shirt had been washed too many times. The neckline wasn't giving,
So just like zero effort at
Zero
all.
fucking, and a backpack.
Like didn't care.
The backpack offended me more than anything.
What did he do for work? Oh, he was on his way to the gym.
He was a CFO of a fucking company. He was a CFO.
So it isn't even that we're saying money is what's making these people get it together. No. It's just in general, put in the effort.
And by the way, I did go on a second date with him and I did give him shit between dates. Like, are you going to roll out of the gym again and pop in? And he was like, that t-shirt was $150, sir.
You mean 150 years old?
I was like, you're not. I was like, I hope you put in more effort for the second date. Like, I call him out. But
and did they?
Well, he did, but that's another story. Some people need help from a woman, honestly. Some straight men just need a female input. You can tell when they've been living bachelor for a minute.
Yeah.
Because the way that nobody's told them they look bad, and it needs to be said sometimes. Like, we were not in a fitted shirt the second date. He tried, though. He did try. And that wasn't the reason we didn't work out, to be clear, because that stuff can always be fixed. Right. I don't care about your outfits, but I do care about, do you care about spending 5 seconds to look okay for me? Like,
yeah, like the
way that I'm going to present myself.
Right.
Is so nice.
Right.
I'm not going to show up anywhere looking like shit.
No, but let's actually talk about it, because I know quite a few people, like from the woman's point of view, getting ready is an everything shower. Again, we're talking about a first date. An everything shower. Hold on.
Everything shower.
Yeah, everything shower, wax appointment, be that your eyebrows or whatever else you wanted, self-tanning, a full beat, full blowout, like doing all these things. On a first date, that's just not it for me. Again, I'm still going to show up and look nice, but that amount of effort for somebody who might roll out of bed, I can't do it. So I'm not the girly showing up in pumps on the first date. You're getting me specifically, generally in like a mock turtleneck, because I want your eyes up here.
Okay, so here's what I feel like is a good recipe for women for a first date. I feel like, first of all, do whatever the hell you want. But if you're like, I never know, like sometimes I'm struggling. I feel like depending on where you're going, right? You're just going to like a casual place for a quick drink, jeans and a nice shirt with like, I'm an ankle suffering girly. So sometimes I'll be out here showing up in flats and men are like, oh, really? You're with the flats? I'm like, yeah. But I do love to wear like a booty, a little heel, nothing like, you're not getting my best stuff. But like, I am a short girly and I'm also trying to see if you lied about your height. So I'm rocking a heel and also like a nice shirt. I'm going to like have some like, not too heavy makeup, but I will have a makeup and I will do my hair. It's always going to be, maybe it might be a little dry shampoo action, but it's going to look like it's fresh.
I mean, again, yeah, I'm still showing up looking nice, but.
Yeah. And you're going to put perfume, right?
Of course.
Why do so many men not wear cologne?
I don't know. The way you just made that face at me, I was like, are you accusing me of smelling?
No. No, I was literally saying like, duh. But the way that like I feel like there are so many men that don't ever wear cologne, or they're very unaware that it has worn off 10 hours ago.
I mean, I do love me some good cologne.
Right?
Yeah.
Too much is wildly offensive. We're not in 2001 Axe
Yeah,
days.
it's not Axe body spray. Keep it
so
together.
like, 3 sprays, you're good.
You're not coughing on the amount of perfume or cologne you sprayed.
that goes both ways for girls. I've literally left an elevator with women and fucking died, choked to death, like asthma. I'm unwell. Or one time I got into a cab and the guy put the window down. I was like, oh my God, because I did like 4 sprays. And I was like, shit, this might be too much.
It's funny because I think that sometimes too, that I'm like, am I going to smell overpowering? But I also do think that, especially when it's cold outside, that kind of like blows away from you just a little bit. So I just kind of get over it.
Well, also you're getting it on your jackets and whatever. So, okay, that's how I feel like women, like that's a good recipe. If you're going somewhere nicer, maybe some like nicer pants, maybe like a dress, a skirt, whatever.
Yeah, to be fair, if I know we're going someplace nice, I am not going to be wearing jeans and like sneakers or a crop top. I have other options.
No, but the way I've been in like really nice speakeasies in New York and people rolling in their fucking, what are those shoes I hate?
The Sambas?
Oh, God damn it. Yeah. No, like, come on. Read where you're going. But also, like, if you just stumbled in, it's different. But like, if it was a planned affair, like, come on.
That's fair.
Come on.
I'm okay with that. Do we have thoughts on how men should be?
Oh, yeah.
Aside
so I
from
do.
just putting themselves together?
So for a first date, if you're going to meet somebody for like dinner and drinks, you should not be in your fucking gym clothes. Okay.
Right.
You should not be wearing your pit stain t-shirt. You should not be. I mean, what is wrong with like a button up and some jeans? Why is that so difficult?
Like what kind of button up?
I don't know. I don't care. Anything is better than your gym t-shirt.
I agree.
I also, by the way, don't fucking show up to a first date. I once savagely roasted a guy for 90 minutes for wearing his finance vest.
Okay, that was a look he was trying to pull off.
No, the way I called him vest for the entire date.
That guy. That's right.
That's not a look, guys.
Yeah.
It's not a look.
You don't want your name to be Vest.
We talked about it for a while.
Yeah.
Still to this day, his name is Vest.
I mean, I forgot about that. I just assumed that,
yeah,
we're not doing that. I don't mind, like, just
I'm
like, I don't mind if men are just not super, I don't know, stylish and they like
That's
basics.
Fine.
Yeah, white t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers.
That's fine if it's clean and crisp.
Right, absolutely.
There's a difference between like, I am wearing this clean, crisp iron t-shirt, then throw it out the drawer.
Crumbled up, shoved in the back of the closet, wrinkled top.
I'm just going to say, I like a preppy guy. So like, especially this time of year when they do that little sweater with a half zip, I'm like, I'm literally like, oh, zaddy.
We have way different things that we're into.
I know, but like if somebody shows up to a date with me wearing a crumpled t-shirt or a sports jersey, I'm leaving.
Yeah, actually, same. I mean, I'm not looking at those things either.
I'm not into it. We're not going to a Penn State game.
I also like, I mean, if you do have, I mean, obviously I want them to dress in a way that represents them because what we wear, it's expressive.
Okay, yeah. But like also what I wear every day, I'm not wearing on a first date.
Right. But like you can put a little bit of your little flavor in there.
Look, I work from home.
You do. I feel like you're showing up on a first date in this, to be honest.
Right now I'm wearing sweats.
I mean, the top half, okay?
By the way, I have worn these pants on a date. They don't look like sweats. They're so comfy. They're like black pants that are like nicer than black yoga pants, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
I get it.
Norma Kamali, shout.
Okay, so for both, we're just wanting them to put in a little bit of effort. Everyone, please brush your teeth and wear deodorant. Just, again, basic hygiene, but like we just want to touch on it really quick.
Can we talk about that real quick? Because I think, why is it so hard for people to know that their teeth are yellow?
You know, sometimes some people just don't have teeth, like their enamel doesn't allow those things to happen. So,
really?
Yeah.
They can't do a Crest White strip?
I mean, Crest White strips make me have like zingers, but I mean, suffering through it is one thing. I don't think some people's teeth are made to, like some people's enamel is like eroded and not able to take it, or it's not as strong, or I don't know, dental stuff.
I don't either. We need to have a dental expert on.
Yeah, we do.
I've been wondering that because like I don't professionally whiten my teeth or anything, but I'll throw an occasional white strip on there.
They look amazing.
People think I whiten them. I only do a white strip like literally once a month if I remember. But it's like consistency over years,
I
right?
mean, it looks amazing, so.
But it's not that hard. Okay, 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
But yes,
brush your hair.
please come with fresh breath.
Fresh breath, brush your hair, put on fresh deodorant if you don't shower. Spray a spritz of cologne. Just a spritz. The way I want to lean in and be like, oh my
You smell
God.
nice.
Like, that's not a bad thing.
It is because, I mean, no, it not is a bad thing. It's a good thing also because it's like, I'll think about it later.
Oh, the only time it was bad is when they had the exact same scent my dad wears.
Oh.
And I
Were they the same age?
could not stop thinking about it the whole girl. I do love an older man, but no. God damn, I feel attacked. No, but like he was wearing the same as my dad, and it was fucking wildly weird because I was thinking about it the whole time. Like, can I say something?
Yeah, I don't think that's what they want to hear though. Like,
They
oh my
don't.
God, you remind me of my dad.
So you smell like my dad that's like near his 70s. Just a heads up. Not hot. Not hot. I couldn't stop thinking about it.
That's never happened to me, actually.
Well, of course it hasn't.
I mean,
I'm
also
not
don't know what
surprised.
cologne my dad wears, so.
I know because my dad's wearing the same cologne for like 50 years. I'm not even joking. I've been getting
good
it for him for Christmas
That's
forever.
commitment.
Yeah, no, he's loyal.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's say we're on the date.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. So are we doing everything showers? Just a heads up. Like, are we going to do I like to do a everything shower. It builds me up. It makes me feel hot, honestly.
I mean, if first date, the likelihood of me shaving my legs is probably, it depends on my mood. Depends on the length of the leg hair, to be honest. And if it's winter,
And
my
what you're
pants
wearing.
aren't coming off, so I don't care.
Well, if it's summer and you're wearing a dress, you
Then
shave
yeah, I
those
will
legs?
shave.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But also,
Just making
again,
sure.
my hair is see-through, so it's not really that
Oh,
terrible.
Bitch.
But
You know what? I hate you. Me out here with this like freaking
But yeah,
Persian
I mean,
hair.
everything showers is fine, but why are we shaving head to toe on a first date and like taking that time?
I have to shave everything
I
because
feel like
I
that's
am
giving you the
dark.
opportunity to. Sometimes I feel like not shaving, it's like a hard stop. We're not doing anything, you know?
I
For
have
some
to do
people.
well, here's the thing. I have dark hair. Everything needs to go. It's an everything needs to go sale because it is so apparent. I told you, get one errant
That's
eyebrow
fair.
hair. You would stare at my thick ass eyebrow hair right here on my literal mid of my eyelid if it was there, right? You'd be like seeing it.
I am coming from the experience of having translucent facial hair and body hair. So
You know what?
But it's not cool, guys. I don't like the translucent phase of my life.
I will tell you that us dark-haired girlies out here being like, fuck you guys. Honestly, the way that like you guys can just live your life. And we gotta bleach, wax, shave.
I mean, to be fair, we're not eligible to get laser hair removal, though.
You don't need it. Nobody can see that shit.
It's still there.
Nobody can see it, okay? I literally looked like a bear, all right? I had fur.
When my sister first shaved her legs, it was literally like shaving a teddy bear. That was not my experience.
The little boys in middle school would be like, look at your arm hair. Oh my God. It gave me a complex,
Yeah, for
dude.
sure it
And by
did.
the way, I'm not even joking. It was so fucking long. I definitely got those Italian jeans.
You just braid your arm hair.
If you ever meet my dad, his arm hair is so long it curls.
Ooh.
Yeah, and by the way, I inherited all my dad's genes.
I
And my
f-
mom is like hairless, and my brother also. We should have swapped.
Yeah.
Could have grown a beard in middle school, honestly. But we got a little sidetracked with my hair stories.
But still on the theme of everything showers is what
everything
we're
I have to. Like,
Okay,
we've
I
got
get
to.
it. That makes sense.
I'm just not that girl.
I just have the luxury of not having to, I guess.
Also, like some girls have that type of hair that gets greasy after 5 hours.
I know.
So we've got to.
I feel for you guys.
You know what, bitch? All right. So the moral of the story is just put a little effort in, please.
Yeah.
Roll up to the date looking presentable.
And
Right? You don't have to
again-
go shopping. You don't have to spend money, but like you have stuff.
Yeah.
You could have a shirt in the back of your closet and the way that it would look so different if you just ironed it.
Or styled it a little bit differently.
Ironing,
Styling-
steaming is very important though.
Styling versus wearing are also different.
Well, for men, we can't get into all that.
No, we're not. We're not
They
there
don't know
yet.
how to style.
We're not there yet. Anyway.
So actually, you know what? Some guys show up and I am so impressed with how impeccable they look. Because they have good style. Because you smell when somebody's cooked there. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah, they've lived with a woman before.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Someone helped them out. Someone took them shopping.
Formerly divorced daddies know how to dress. Sometimes. It depends what phase of divorce they're at.
Yeah.
If they're in the sad phase, maybe not. If they've come out on top,
They're doing
they're
well.
okay.
Also, again, just be punctual. Don't disrespect the time. Be
Yeah.
on time. Just show up. And if you're not, live updates.
You know what? I have so many messages for the girls with that one because some girls are out here thinking it's cute to be late.
Yeah.
And that, by the way, then is the reason why it's a snowball effect. Because then, guys, if 3 girls in a row are late like that, they start to think all girls are late like that. And then I'm getting punished. And I'm an
Yeah,
on-time girly.
I am too.
So just be on time. If you're running late, live updates.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we can say.
If you have to cancel, let's go into that one. 'cause
Okay.
We didn't actually go into that.
If you have to cancel and it happens to be on the same day, obviously let the person know as soon as you can. Don't wait until we're out the door to
Oh
let
my
me know
God.
that you're not going to be there. Because again, then I wasted all that time getting ready. And as we've already explained, it takes us a long time.
Oh my God, no, I have a story about that.
Let's hear it.
I hope you're listening. You know who you are. I went on a date once with this guy. He was texting. We met for a coffee. He was on time. And we also had a FaceTime before we met for a coffee. So it was kind of almost like a second date when we
Yeah.
finally met.
Okay.
He said he's taking me out to dinner at 5:30 p.m. on a weekday, by the way.
In New York City?
In New York City.
That's
So
brunch.
the way I had to start getting ready at like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
because it was not near me. So I did have to take a car, but I was willing to do that because for the coffee, he came to me. So,
Okay.
and it was a fancy restaurant. So I get decked out. Again, it wasn't really a first date. It was like a second date. I get there. He's texted me, I'm on the way at the same time I left. We're both coming downtown from Midtown. I'm staying there for 20 minutes. And like I said, I don't wait. I was like, the fuck? I'm texting him. By the way, the whole restaurant is empty. The way the waiters are hounding me like, hello. I'm like, I'm not. You think this is going to sit here alone? I'm obviously meeting somebody. And he didn't answer. And then he FaceTimes me and tells me, oh my God, I was stuck in a meeting. And I'm so sorry. I got so pissed. I was like, are you for real? Like, what the fuck? I was like, this is so disrespectful to me and my time. Like, I was so hyped up. I wasn't like yelling at him. I literally just looked at him and I was like, this is so disgusting and disrespectful to me.
I'm actually kind of surprised that he FaceTimed you.
Well, I had to answer it. What was I going to do?
No. I just mean like.
No, he wanted me to see that he was still in the office, I think. Because it was fluorescent lighting cubicle situation. He was not the boss, clearly. And so I was like, this is so rude. And he's like, no, oh my God, please stay. I'm coming, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, I'm literally leaving. He's like, how about this? I'll get you an Uber uptown and we'll meet somewhere different and I'll pay for it and I'll send it and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, and he was like, please don't judge me for this. I'm so sorry. And I was just like, you know what? This is when, Teresa, I almost called you Alyssa. What the fuck? This is when my forgiveness made me delulu, okay? Because I'm very forgiving to people. And I was just like, oh, maybe you did have a crazy day. So like, maybe I shouldn't write this one off. We had a good first date. I go uptown. He picked a place, still made me sit there for 15 minutes. But then when we had the date, it was okay. The next date, I was like, I'm repaying him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was being a little petty. So I was taking my time being real slow. I was planning to show up a half hour late just to repay him for the 45 minutes of my life that he wasted.
For sure.
So I didn't even start putting on my makeup until he said, I'm leaving my house.
Okay.
And I started getting ready.
Honestly, that would have made me so anxious. Even if I was like, I'm going to do it this way.
No, I was
would
so
have been
chill.
so anxious.
No, I was so chill because I don't know, for some reason I was eerily calm. You know when you're having one of those days, when you're eerily calm, you're like, you're in your assassin era. Like you're like cool. And I was like, okay, he's like, I'm in the Uber. That's what he texted me. I start getting ready. I'm leaving my building. Again, I'm 20 minutes late at this point. He calls me, oh my God, I can't come. I'm still at the office. I have to work. I literally was like, losing my fucking
he's just
number.
a liar.
He's a liar.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're disrespectful and inconsiderate and I fucking hate you, basically. And he was like, I'll pay for your dinner. I'll send you a Venmo for your dinner. I was like, you know what you're going to Venmo me for? My time and energy to get ready and my makeup. And he wrote, LOL, okay, send the invoice. That's when I made the Excel where I put every single product I used and how much they cost, and I amortized it out by use and my time. It was $58. I sent it to him and was like, okay. And homeboy ghosted.
I don't understand why. I mean, why are we lying about the dumbest stuff? If you're not on your way out the door and you're not in a car, you're not on the train, you're not actually making your way to where we're going.
So crazy.
Don't tell me you're on your way at all.
No, but like also if you're gonna, first of all, you should always reconfirm the date that day. I think you should reconfirm a date always. Like, are we still meeting?
Like if we haven't met at all before?
Yeah,
for sure.
First date, I feel like we're reconfirming.
Yeah.
And also, if you don't hear confirmation, let's say your date is at 7 p.m., if somebody confirms it at 6 p.m., do you think the date is still happening? Have you done your everything shower at that point?
No, I have not done my everything shower.
If somebody texts you at 6 p.m. after you text them at like 11 a.m., like, are we still meeting later? And they confirm it like an hour before, would you still go?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think it depends. Because also, if I'm going out with somebody that I might be like actually interested in, I might also be like, hey, are we still up for tonight? Like, I might be the one to do the text because if I'm interested.
I text him. I text the guys.
And then they didn't.
And they don't sometimes
Well, some
confirm.
girls don't like to text. I feel like that
I
some
don't like
girls,
to text.
I mean, to confirm that first date. Like, they expect them to do the confirmation.
Well, here's my thing. If we've texted the night before, whatever. I don't care who does it. But if you plan a date with me on a Friday and we planned that date on a Monday and then you never say one fucking word to me.
Yeah, about the date.
Until like, and then Thursday comes around and I'm like, hello? Like, that's when I'll be like, hello. And I put a time limit on that. If you do not text me back and confirm the date by 3 p.m. same day, I'm not meeting you.
I mean, that's fair because I am not somebody who likes last minute plans.
No.
I like to know what I'm getting myself into a little bit.
Yeah.
So I know what to wear, when to leave, what to do, all of those things.
Yeah.
So no, I also like if you can't confirm it enough or that I have an idea of where I'm supposed to be going, I am no longer available.
Yeah, but also it gives you time to make other plans because what all these people do sometimes is cancel so last minute that now you're just on your couch. Because like you cancel an hour or two before everybody else has plans.
Yeah.
So that's why I have my 3 p.m. rule. Same day. You don't confirm, hasta luego. You have to book another day, sir. Am I wrong here?
Your spot is moved on to somebody else.
I am a millennial. Okay. In my early 20s, maybe I'd be like, okay, daddy, I'll run out the door and do whatever you want. I'm too damn old.
1,000%. I am also not.
Like, treat me like you actually care and have consideration for me and my time.
Yeah, I agree on all aspects, like literally friendship as well. We've already talked about that. But if you're not respecting my time now, you won't be respecting my time later either.
Well, here's the thing about women in their 30s and later. We don't need your ass. In my 20s, I was poor.
Yeah.
I needed help with everything. I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to build a bookcase. I don't know how to like, I could barely pay my bills. I just wanted to get married and be a dependent. But now I just want to spend time with you because I like you.
Yeah, because you can obviously take care of yourself. We don't need that.
Don't get me wrong. It'd be fun to be a dependent. I would love it.
Right.
If somebody wants to put me on there.
But we're not like, oh my God, please save me.
No, I'm not going to settle. Okay.
Right.
And that's what that kind of energy gives me. Like, if you're not having any consideration for my freaking time on the first freaking date.
Right.
Again, we don't know each other. So you don't have to go above and beyond. You don't have to bring me flowers and do too much. And please don't blow me up. But like, if you can't just confirm, hey, are we still seeing each other in a timely manner?
It just doesn't feel like you're interested also.
But if I text and confirm, can you respond?
I like that you do that because I really do feel like not a lot of women do.
Really?
Yeah. They want to feel like they're being pursued. So they want to know that they're still either remembered the date or interested in going on the date. So they want to know that because they want to be, they just want to have that they're being pursued versus them making all the effort.
You know, I'm out here dating like a man.
Yes.
And also like, I don't sweat the petty stuff like that. Like, I'm fine to be like, so are we going to go on a date? Like, I'll suggest it sometimes when they're just kikiing in my text too much. I'm like, sir, I don't care about your pickleball tournament. Can we schedule the date or what? Like, I'm a get to it girl. Like, I don't have any small talk with my clients.
You said that.
I don't have small talk off the clock either. It's just not for me.
Yeah, it's just not a part of you.
Let's get to it.
We're getting ready for our first date.
Yeah.
How are you calming your nerves if you have nerves? Or what are you doing to distract yourself before going on the first date? And my guess for you is nerves aren't even a thing.
I do not care. I will roll out of a Zoom, put some lipstick on, and go to that date cool as a cucumber. I don't care.
I know. I mean, in my 20s, I would feel like I needed to have a drink while I was getting ready.
Yeah. Well, you're like a little introvert sometimes.
Yeah. But now, I mean, as somebody who doesn't drink, I just go on the date and just talk myself down. That's it. Talk myself off of the anxiety of meeting somebody new because who cares?
I could talk wallpaper off a wall. I just don't care. That's the thing. Everyone thinks they have a good first date with me because I could talk to a trash can.
Yeah.
And look like I'm having a good time because I'm just a flirty little Gemini. But I mean, you got to carry the convo. Like, I don't get nervous. I do not get nervous. Like, and I do get excited sometimes and I have to remind myself to have like low expectations.
Yeah.
But I don't get nervous.
Good for you.
I don't know. But I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do and also that don't.
Yeah, I want to hear from everybody. If you are somebody who gets nervous before going out on a date or a first date, what are you doing to try to ease those nerves? And do you feel like it's a good idea? Like, are you wanting to take 5 shots before you meet up with somebody? Probably not. But if you do, how has that worked out for you? I want to hear about it.
Well, the way that I roll into a date is very similar to the way that one of my friends did a full marathon. Okay, so he did a full like 26.23, whatever it is, miles. Never trained for it. Went out the night before, rolled into the marathon the next day, finished it in like 4 hours and something, and was fine. That's literally how I roll into a first date. I just raw dog it.
You just show up.
I just roll in. Like, what we doing? I just don't care. I don't like, some people be like, I planned my date outfit the day before. I don't do all that. I literally just cannot be bothered. I'm too busy. I don't know. I don't care.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I want to know if everyone else is nervous though.
Okay, well,
or is it just you who's a confident queen?
I guess that's confident.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right. Well, so what are the questions that we're talking on a first date? Like, what is on the table and then what is off the table?
I want to get to know you. So I want to know some of the tea. I mean, not in a bad way, but like I want to know the tea. I want to know how long you've been single for.
Yeah.
And I want to know what the reason was your relationship ended because I want to hear how you talk about it. And I want to hear how you talk about your partner that you had in that relationship because I think that says a lot about you. So I want to kind of see how they respond in the first place.
Yeah.
But I'm okay talking about those things. Some people don't want to hear about exes at all because they get uncomfortable about it. If they're talking about their ex, like, oh my God, I love, like, it was just like the love of my life. So, oh my God, whatever. I mean, like, obviously red flag. But if they're like, we had a good relationship, but it just wasn't it for us. Like, we just weren't meant to be because whatever.
I love it.
Yeah, I want to know about it. Like, you can end a relationship amicably and still be like, okay. I mean,
we'll get into it. We'll get into that because some people, but like, I want to know the tea too.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to understand you because your past relationships are why and how you're presenting here the way you are. So I want to understand that.
Exactly. Why are you here? You know, what's going on? Give me the tea. How long you been divorced? Where are the bodies hidden? You know what? I'm a little chatty Kathy though. I want every little piece of tea. But also, I will never react even when somebody says something absolutely messed up. I will sit there with my little smile and my little head nod, like totally. I will just clock it in my brain. And I'll be like, we're going to go back to that at a later time.
Totally.
But I will not call it out in the moment. When people are like, my ex is crazy, I'm like, totally. Anyways, we'll come back to that.
Remember when you said your ex was crazy?
Yeah, so anyways, let's dive deeper. No, but like, I want to see if we're aligned, right? I want to know what you're looking for. Here's my thing on a first date, because if you go on a second or third date with me, people will be like, I told you that on the first date. I'm sorry, sir. It's like Alyssa at a networking event. You could tell me your name 6 times. I leave that event. I don't remember. So like, when people tell me like where they went to school and how many siblings they have, and sometimes they have 7 siblings and they tell me all their names and then they tell me whatever, I'm not remembering that shit.
None of
You're
it.
gonna have to recount that for me later.
My memory is hard as it is. And I let people know that too. I'm like, I know you've probably told me this 100 times. It just takes me like 101 times to actually remember.
100%.
That's it.
I will sit there and nod politely at your little life story about your parents have been married for 40 years and you have 7 siblings.
Totally.
But what I really want to know about is why the hell are you single and what are you looking for?
Absolutely.
And we probably have at that point, by the way, for the first date, at least for me and at this age, I've lately asked about it before the date. Because if you're out here looking for casual dating, I need to know that before I spend time to meet you.
Same. Because I'm also not looking to, I mean, again, it depends on what phase of dating you're in. Because if you are looking to just casually date, great. But if you're not, we just want to know so that we're aligned, just like you said.
By the way, I've been in those phases in my 30s and it's whatever. But,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you're not in that phase. So, like, it's nice to know it's not like there's no wrong choices, you know? Like, it's not a multiple choice answer where you fail the test.
Right.
But
I'm also not asking a question that I don't want to know the answer to. Like some people are really out here trying to get their own feelings hurt for whatever reason.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, not necessarily on a first date, but don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to, really, is it?
We know a lot of people are out here being delulu as fuck. And honestly, a lot of them are men and women.
Yeah.
Both genders are delulu. Just want to make that disclaimer.
And to stay also, when they tell you what they're looking for, listen. Because if they're telling you that they just want something casual and then you're just like, okay, yeah, like maybe not with me though. And like, because you are interested more. Yeah,
you're so special that you're going to change their mind.
You're going to change his mind.
By the way, it has happened.
Or her mind. I mean.
It has happened for some people out there that are going to be in the comments and be like, my husband.
Yeah. But like.
Whatever.
To be honest, I feel like it's. Listen to them the first time.
Yeah.
Don't let somebody tell you twice that they don't want to be with you.
Oh my God, everybody's always looking to be hurting their own feelings.
Yeah.
Like searching for it under rocks. Like, this is how I'm going to hurt my own feelings one day. I've read text messages from people that haven't gone on dates with someone yet. And they're like, look. And I'm like, that man is not interested in you. He's bored. He has nothing to do on Wednesday.
Yeah, sometimes that's it too. Like they're just bored.
I've fully gone on a date before because I'm just so fucking bored.
Same.
Like I had nothing better to do. Everybody was busy. Let's go.
Don't tell them that though.
But you know what I mean? We've all done it.
Yeah, we have.
We've all been that person. We've all had someone do it to us. Okay, so are we allowed to talk about if they want like a family on a first date?
I think it depends on what you want. If that is something that you want, I think getting it out of the way sooner rather than later, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want kids and they're like, kids are not anything I'm interested in at all, okay, well then we're not going on a second date because obviously those two things, which are very important generally, don't align.
I hurt my own feelings with that once where I fully dated a grown-ass man for 8 months who we didn't talk about on the first date.
No.
But when he finally said that he was like a maybe kind of leaning towards a no, the way I thought I could change his mind.
Yeah.
So that's what, guys, we're elders. When
I had
we're
to
sitting
try
here,
to talk her off of that hill.
Yeah. When we're sitting here making these judgments and distinctions, it's because we've done it before.
Yeah.
We've been the Delulu queens. I mean,
we
you
definitely
have some Delulu stories. I have some Delulu.
Honey. We tolerate so many crazy things when they tell us actually what they're telling us what they feel and how they are. We're just not listening the right way.
So how do you feel if you're on a first date and somebody tells you that they've like never been in a serious relationship or that their longest relationship and they're in their like 30s or 40s is like 4 months, 6 months?
Or like they haven't been in a relationship since high school.
Oh my God. That is so common. Why is that so common? Like they haven't had a relationship. They're like 45. Their last serious relationship was in their 20s.
I feel like it's a much bigger conversation, but I'm also a little hesitant in that space because what is it that hasn't gone further? Is it that you are scared of the commitment? Sure, we maybe didn't find somebody, but like you weren't even giving anything a real effort or there wasn't time for that, a real effort to really happen. You guys aren't even arguing at that point.
What would you do if someone said that on a first date? Would you be like, orange flag?
Orange flag for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I want to know like when was the last situation?
Yeah.
Like how.
Also, if you guys broke up last week.
Oh my God, by the way.
Let me know.
That does happen.
Like if I realize that you're out on the rebound, shoot your shot. But like,
I mean, I don't cry over people. I go on a date the next day.
I mean, yeah. But a serious relationship too. I feel like also there's sometimes, we'll get into that later, about like how you can grieve a relationship while you're still in it and then be comfortable moving on after it ends because you've already done the grief work and everything. So,
well, yeah.
Some people just, they move on right after because they've already been doing the healing or the avoiding, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm probably a little bit of an avoidant at the end.
Again, we're not married to these things.
No, but yeah, I feel like I've gotten that question on dates before and it was like 24 hours ago and I'm like, oh, it's been a minute. You know what I mean? And like when you say it like that, people think it's been a while.
Yeah.
But I'm literally meaning it.
It's been a minute.
Literally.
Oh, I just got done having dinner, actually.
We just left. I just left the house, actually.
Yeah. How do you feel about somebody talking about their financial situation on the first date?
Okay. That is in the category of things to be careful about. I feel like I have a whole list of things that we should take care about talking about and doing on a first date. And finances is one of them because I feel like we've all been on that date with that person. When I was like broke as a joke and when I would go on dates, I wouldn't be sitting there like, oh my God, I can't afford anything. Like, that's not fun.
It's also like none of their business.
Yes, exactly. But also like, I always wanted to kind of give off like a more regal, I was, like Rihanna said, you fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? So like, I just feel like complaining about your finances or telling people your salary, without, by the way, the amount of people who've told me their salary when I never asked is wildly astounding. I just feel like talking about it on a first date is so cringe. Just never talk about it.
That's just kind of an ick for me, to be honest. On a first
date, it's so weird.
Yeah, especially if like, A, if you don't do well, then like, why are you sharing that information? But B, if you do well, why are you trying to flex so hard? Like,
yeah, oh my God.
I'll figure it out later if you make good money.
I will tell you. Okay, so really broke people and really rich people don't talk about money like that. It's all the people in between that feel the need to always flex about it, I feel. Like, you'll never see somebody be talking about money more than somebody who's basically like, like in a restaurant, it's like hostess, manager, owner. Owner, hostess, chill. Manager has so much to prove. They're like the biggest egomaniac dick.
I can see
That's how I feel about mid-rich people. They have so much fucking ego about it that nobody cares about.
Yeah.
And they just want to talk about it. And it's never impressive. So like, stop telling us about all the expensive things you did this summer. It's not a flex.
It's not actually.
It's just, it looks like
a little braggy.
Yeah. And men and women do this.
Yeah.
Men and women. They'll be like just dropping those little gems into the convo. You know what I mean? Like when I went to pick up my Rolex, it's like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, cool. I got it.
I'm also not sure how you want us to respond to that, to be honest.
Look, if you're living in Manhattan proper by yourself, the rents here are not small. So I already assume that you're okay.
Right. You're doing decent. You're here.
But don't flex too hard. It's such a turnoff.
How do you feel about, I think in New York City it might be a little bit different, but at this age, again, this big age, what about roommates?
Oh.
If they have roommates, how are you feeling about that?
Like children?
No.
Like that's the only roommate that's
friends or strangers, whoever.
No.
Not at all.
I don't have roommates, so I would prefer you don't have roommates. That's my rule. If I do it, then you could do it. But I don't have roommates. You can't have roommates. What the hell does that look like? Like, let's Netflix and chill, but we got to share the couch with the roommate?
Yeah.
We're too damn old. The only roommates that are acceptable at this point are your children from your first marriage.
And your pets.
Oh, pets are fine.
That's it.
So other things to be careful with talking about, obviously shitting on your exes.
Yeah. Also, maybe don't bring your friend drama on the first date.
Oh my God. Don't bring any negativity like that on the first date. I don't want to hear about your drama unless it's like
or
funny.
Your work drama. Like, it's just, I don't know, maybe don't be a downer on the first date.
Yeah. Don't be negative on a first date. I don't know what it is about me, but people love to like just confide in me and vent to me. And I'm like, I never asked for any of this. People will bring me their traumas on the first date. We're not doing that.
We're not trauma bonding?
No. And we're also not negging the shit out of each other. Like a little bit of flirt to roast is amazing. I want to flirt to roast till I die.
Yeah.
I want to make fun of your vest a little bit. I want to lightly.
I want to know that you can take it a little because I do like to be a funny girl.
Yeah. You got to be able to hang. And if I make a joke that's funny, you damn well better laugh. But don't neg me. You know, like when I had that date with Vest, okay, I was on fire that night because I just come from an industry event and I was in a full cocktail attire. So when I saw his little vest, I was like, this motherfucker. Literally, I'm here in a cocktail dress.
Yeah.
It was stunning, by the way. And this man barely even showed up. And he's dressed in his work clothes from 10 hours ago.
And a vest.
I did lightly roast him throughout the date. And he could hang and he gave it back to me at the appropriate amount of what I was giving him. I liked that.
At least it made up for the vest, hopefully, a little.
Yeah, but if you're like sitting there and literally negging me all night long, it's a no.
Yeah.
There is a level.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not cool.
There's a way that you cross the line. So maybe just like take it easy, but still be able to take a joke.
Also, like, why are we lying on first dates? Because everything is Googleable at this point. So like,
or why are we lying about things that are Googleable?
Yeah. Oh my God. The way that I was on a date once and he told me he was a pro golfer who played Tiger Woods, and I Googled it afterwards, and Google didn't get that message because he was not a pro golfer according to Google.
You're like, did you practice with him at the same golf place? Like, what is it?
Literally.
Range, whatever.
You need to ask questions. It needs to be a give and take. So like, where did you grow up? It
needs to actually be a conversation and not a one-sided dialogue. There's two people here.
Some people just roll up like they were mid-sentence in their storytelling and you're just there and they just go for 2 hours. What?
You didn't try to like interrupt him? Oh, so yeah, about me. Like, this is what I do.
Oh, no,
and
Fully.
And he's like, oh, sorry, I wasn't done.
No, dead ass. I'm not even kidding. I've had that. That's not an isolated situation. That's happened to me like 100 times. I'm 36. Like, that date has happened many times.
That's just actually hilarious.
Haven't you been on that date where they're just like, anyways, back to me?
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there like, this Diet Coke isn't good enough for this shit right now, honestly.
I mean, but again, I'm not remembering everything anyway, so I'm not that. But if you're interested, like, ask questions. It needs to be a back and forth.
It does.
And again, I feel like I've said this on a different episode, but like, we're not just answering the question and then saying, how about you? Come up with your own questions also.
Well, I mean, sometimes I've been out with introverts that truly look terrified, and I feel for them. But like, I hate to say this to the introverts listening, but you gotta just fucking pull up, okay? Like, just push past. It's not that scary to have a conversation. People aren't judging you.
No.
You gotta pull yourself out of your head sometimes. Like, I promise it's not that scary. And you're allowed to say something wrong. And you know what? You are allowed to say something wrong on a first date. And it doesn't mean, if you say one thing about your financial situation that I think is cringy, it doesn't mean I'm never going to see you again.
Right.
It just means that I'm like, what the fuck? That was a little weird.
Yeah.
But like, to be clear, when I haven't gone on another date with somebody, it's not because they showed up in a wrinkled t-shirt. Okay. It was because of a lot of the things on this list they did at once.
Right. We're not just like a one-time offender and like you're scratched off the list forever.
Yeah, we got to calm down with the way that we get the ick over something so ridiculously stupid.
I mean, sometimes though it's warranted.
Look, if he has a bad laugh, I can't date him. That's an ick that's never happening.
What about when he's eating on the couch and he puts his plate on his knees and he hunches over?
What the fuck? That was so specific. That was so specific. I feel like
I don't even have anyone in mind, to be honest.
That was way too specific, and I feel like I have more questions, but okay. Anyway, okay. Are we talking about politics on a first date?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna like fish a little, just to kind of see if like it's not on your dating profile of like where you lie on that at all. I just want to like kind of see where, if the values that I'm concerned about register to you as also values of your own. But I'm not like, who did you vote for? Did you vote for? No, I'm not doing that. Like, absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay. I'm done with that.
You're okay with that?
I don't think I've ever had anyone bring it up, especially in this climate. So like, I don't really bring it up because we'll figure it out eventually, I guess. It's not like, I just want to know if we vibe.
Yeah.
That's really the main thing. I feel like, okay, one thing I feel like I've never spoken about on a first date that I feel like some people have strong opinions are, but I guess because I'm not religious, I don't care. But like, does religion come up? Should it come up?
So again, I'm also not a religious person, but I think for some people that is something that they really want to have figured out. And I mean, if you are, say, super Christian or whatever, and you're dating somebody and you don't know their values yet, if you need to date somebody who is also Christian, I think it's important to get that out of the way, because if they're not, and they're not also willing to potentially convert, if that's something.
Oh, okay. I feel like you should cover that before you even get on a date with somebody if that's the case. If you're that hardcore where you're like, I'm not dating anybody that's not, then you should cover that before you get to a first date for me.
Fair.
I did have a guy on a dating app once be like, hey, I'm only looking for a Jewish woman. And I was like, cool, when you find her, call me and I'll plan your wedding. And he thought that was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. I actually love that.
I hope he does call me.
He'll get there.
Okay, so who pays for the date on a first date?
This is always also a hot take where it gets to, because the person who pays should be the person who planned. The person who's doing the asking out.
Oh, well, sometimes they ask me out and then they're like lazy.
I mean, the person doing the asking out needs to pay.
Sometimes I'm like, are we doing this or what? Like I said.
So then is the expectation just that the man is paying regardless?
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, I'm also similar. Like, I mean, to be fair, I'm not a fake it for the wallet girly. So I'll just sit there and I'm like, yeah, it's almost time for us to go.
Only reach for my lip gloss. It's a test to the men. Because I am not a feminist on a first date.
Fair. Same.
You're paying, sir. First of all, again, I am a really nice, good partner and I will do a lot for my partner. The first 3 dates, I'm not reaching for shit. And I will at the same time reach for my lip gloss though. Some guys will be like, oh, with the hand up, like, I got this. Like they got my 1 tequila soda. You know what I mean? Oh, honey, thank God you're here to get my tequila soda. The way I was reaching for my lip gloss though. You know what I mean? So I'll pull the lip gloss and I will say to them, I'll be like, no, I was getting this. Or they'll be like waiting for me to throw my card on the table and I'll just gloss up.
I've actually talked to a couple guy friends and asked them how they feel about that. And some guys want them to do even the fake out.
Oh no.
And
it's not
I'm
happening
like,
on a first date.
I don't do that.
Not on a first date.
No.
I don't do it on the first 3 dates. And the way that everyone who says it, guess what? I have never had somebody not come back for a second date.
Yeah.
And I don't reach. So I feel like they have that rule, but it's not a real rule that they're going to stand by.
It's not for everyone.
I just think that it's the bullshit. They're just saying that. If they wanted to.
Let's hear from you guys.
Yeah.
Men, let's hear from you. Do you prefer for her to, even if it's a fake reach, just fake reach, or do you care at all? Or if it's like me where I'm like, I actually also have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
The bathroom. Oh my God. I
just want to wash my hands. We just got done eating. I'm just going to wash my hands. So I'll be back after the check gets written out.
No, but us little bladder girlies do have to actually use the bathroom. I just want to call that out because I don't have nerves, but I do feel like on a first date, I'm drinking more than I usually am, like water and stuff. So my little bladder is not
I can
okay.
see that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because, you're
trying to stay hydrated. And if you're doing the talking, and then we don't want you to like have cotton mouth either. Just keep it hydrated.
Yeah, but we're not reaching. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
In an LGBTQ situation, whoever initiated the date should pay. That's the rule. I just made it up. I'm just going to say it. If you initiate it, you pay. Fair. If I suggested that we go to see Kendrick Lamar on the first date, I should probably buy those tickets. I would
assume you're buying those tickets.
I should probably buy those tickets.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing that, so don't get excited.
So let's also think about kissing on the first date. So the first date went really well, or at least you think maybe it did.
Okay.
Are you somebody who kisses on the first date in general, or just like you're like, I'd rather not until I get to know you a little bit more?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends on if I'm, or you know what? I've been on mid dates that I'm like, I'd give him a second date. And if he's afraid of me at the end of the date, I'm like, ugh. But if he's confident and he goes in for a respectful kiss, I don't like when they do too much with the kiss. We'll get to that. I'm into it. But if I don't like you, I'm throwing that cheek.
Yeah.
I will throw that cheek with the most savageness. Like I will.
Yeah.
And once I've done it a few times accidentally, I'm not gonna lie. But I'll throw that cheek out like nobody's business.
You don't like too much. What if like the vibes were there? I mean, I've had,
I'm just gonna say it. A lot of people don't know how to kiss.
and also when you are kissing somebody for the first time, you don't know how they kiss. So you were like learning,
Yeah.
but there's definitely an opportunity to have a nice hot makeout sesh though after a first date.
On a first date, I'm not really feeling that hot for you.
Oh.
This is a slow build up for me.
You know what? It depends. It depends.
I'm a slow build. I'm like, okay, you may go. After sometimes it's cold as shit outside.
Really, it's only happened one time. I mean, and then we dated for a while anyway.
There's a lot of things if you're in New York. Your doorman is staring at you. People on the sidewalk are walking by and damn near hitting you. It's freezing. It's raining. Let's just wrap it up.
I wasn't ready to go home with him yet.
Wrap it up like you may go. Good God, no.
I mean, also, you should be wrapping it up if you do actually go home with them.
Okay, what? How did we make this joke?
You said wrap it up.
I meant wrap it up like let's go.
I know, but then you
leave.
Confirmed
leave. You get the fuck out of my side. You leave.
Bye.
I know. I have a small bladder. I have to go again. Like, please leave.
You're like my car. Oh, actually, one thing that I actually loved is this woman was on a date. The Later Daters I just watched. Horrible first date for her. And she went to the bathroom and she comes back and she was like, oh my God, I just learned that my Uber is here. And like,
that's so weird though.
She obviously called it herself.
I know, that's why
I just realized my Uber is here. I thought that was amazing. Like she just wanted to get out of there. I thought it was amazing.
Okay, I think that's weird as fuck. What are we doing? Just say you don't want to be here anymore. Come on. Can we just
need to watch
be
the episode.
100? Can we, as a society, just keep it 100?
I mean, also though, if we're going to go that way, keep it 100. Sometimes us as women don't feel safe to reject a man on a first date.
At a public restaurant?
Have you ever seen any videos of a man like reprimanding a woman because she wasn't going to pay or anything or like was not into the date? Girly, you're on the wrong different side of TikTok as I am.
Y'all are giving people dates that you shouldn't be giving chances to, I think. Because that I vet people at this big ass age, nobody's talking to me like that.
I mean, nobody has talked to me like that either.
Nobody's talking to me like that. That is from not knowing how to vet and being young. But like, honestly, if you're in your 30s on a fucking date with a man who reprimands you for being like, hey, I don't feel a chemistry here, that man deserves to be in fucking lockup.
I mean, he does.
Like, but also if you're in a public restaurant, you can be like, okay, you may go and I'm just going to sit here.
Oh, and they're just going to listen?
No, well, you could like leave. You could ask someone to walk out with you. There's so many things. I mean, look, if you want to lie and say your Uber came, like,
this
it's a
is
little
all
weird.
coming from the confident queen over here. And I know not everyone is as confident as Alyssa.
So we're not kissing? We kissing? What are we doing?
I mean, it just depends on the vibes. If the vibes are there, absolutely. And I want it to be initiated by them also. But I have definitely gone in for the first kiss.
I want it to be 3 minutes at most. Leave me wanting more. Get the hell out of here after that. Don't linger. Don't watch me walk into my lobby. My doorman's asking me questions. Just leave. And
so they're
also,
walking you home.
I like that. Or I really love when guys are like, oh my God, let me get you an Uber. If it's like inclement weather, they see my heels are high, whatever. That's like hot, honestly. But yeah, or sometimes they'll hail me a cab. I'm like, all right, this is something.
There's effort.
Watch me get my cab. But yeah, if they walk me home, I want you to ask me if you would like to go on a second date with me that night.
Before we leave.
Yeah.
Or
I want you to be
show
like,
interest that you want a second date.
if you want to go on a second date with somebody on the first date, it is so hot when guys are like, so when am I seeing you next?
Yeah.
OMG.
I am here for it.
Literally. Though if you don't say that to me and if you don't text me that immediately, I assume that you don't like me. I'm dead ass.
I mean, if we're going, okay, so say they don't say anything that they want to see you next and they don't text you the next day, but then they do, they're like, oh, I really want to see you again day 2. It's not as exciting anymore.
It's not exciting if you text me the next day at 2 p.m. Oh, I had fun last night. I'm like, cool, whatever.
You feel like
I lived a whole fucking life since then. I don't know. I'm a busy girly. Like, I get busy during the day. It's a work day especially. Like, If you didn't let me know that night, or if you watched me leave and I live 40 minutes away and you didn't be like, are you home or anything? Or I had fun. When can I see you again? Sir, get the fuck out of here. You're too damn old.
What about the let me know when you get home text?
Oh, you know what? I don't give a fuck about that. And 90% of the time, I'm not sending that text. So if you don't follow up, you're getting the call from my friend who's going to pretend like she's a detective and who found my body.
Yeah, you were the last person to see her, actually.
Yeah. I'm just not here for the like games and the bullshit. If you like me, tell me that day.
Yeah.
Or tell me that night after you leave. If you can't say it to my face because I'm so damn scary, all 5'2" of me. I'm terrifying.
You are a little bit.
I don't know why.
I'm kidding. Okay, so we've gone over really nerves, what to do to initiate the date, being on the date, following up, making plans for a second date, or at least showing interest.
Yeah, so that's how you have a first date, everyone. Welcome to class. Thanks for coming to our TED Talk. Come back next time. I mean, it's not that fucking deep.
Yeah.
Everybody overcomplicates it. What are we doing for activities on a first date?
I'm good with dinner. I'm also good with a comedy show and a drink or something. I love me a comedy show, but I don't drink, so I'm not just going to get a drink. Coffee, I love to go to a comedy show though. If that's a first date and you're making me laugh before and after. If we're only meeting up at the comedy show.
That's 5 hours of commitment.
I feel like I've done comedy shows for second dates.
Yeah, that's a great second date. I love a good second. I want to hear your laugh. That's
First dates have been drinks or dinner.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. Yeah. I'm not really a coffee person for a first date.
Are we doing an activity? Are we going golfing? What are we doing?
Not on a first date.
Let's just get to know each other over a goddamn drink and a freaking appetizer or a meal. Like don't overcomplicate it.
I don't think there needs to be an activity for date one.
I think it could be a daytime thing too. What is wrong with the coffee? The way people get so weirded out by that.
I'm not weirded out by it, but I also just I feel like coffee dates are an awkward way to end. Like, okay, I drank my coffee. Do we leave right away or do we grab another drink? Like, what are we doing?
All right, fine. Don't get a coffee date, but whatever. Just do something where you can actually talk for a second. It just doesn't need to be that long. Doesn't need to be 3 hours.
Yeah, just be able to hear each other.
Oh, yeah, that too.
That's it, everyone.
Well, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for joining on this episode. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, tell your friends at MissJudged Podcast.
Yes, 2 S's, MissJudged Podcast, 1 word, everywhere you find us. And don't forget to get in those comments and let us know who pays for the date. And what was the other one? How
do you calm your nerves?
How do you calm your I don't have them, so I don't know. I don't suffer. But yeah, get in those comments and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.